Content creation is more than just a creative outlet. It can literally be your career. So we're going to get into all of the juicy details on how to start creating content. Hi, I'm Ariana. I'm a social media manager, content strategist, and a content creator. On this channel, we talk about socials for business, socials for creators, content creation, work-life balance, productivity, and all those good things. If you enjoy conversations like that, I'd highly recommend you stick around. So we're going to jump right in. The first thing that you need to do if you want to start creating content is decide what your brand is. So whether you want to go into creating lifestyle content or whether you want to create beauty content, whether you want to talk about finance, food, shopping, this is the literal first step because you are deciding what you're going to be creating content on. Now, there's a stigma going around on social media about you don't have to lock yourself into one niche, but you can look at it a different way. Picking a niche for creating content just signals to your audience that this is the type of content that they can expect from you. Now, you don't necessarily have to stay creating the same kind of beauty content or the same kind of lifestyle content, but you can pick an overall niche and an overall category of content that just signals to your audience what they can expect to see from your videos, from your pictures, from the advice that you give, and it'll put you in a category in their mind for when they're looking for that type of content, they will think of you. So that's why it's important to have a niche or to think of this area that you want to place your brand in. Now, if you just want to be like a lifestyle creator or have your personality as your brand and you want to do makeup videos, but you also want to do outfit videos, but you also want to do New York City vlogs and go to restaurants and stuff, that is also possible. But the way that successful creators create about literally anything is by making themselves their own niche. But the literal beginning of starting a content creation journey is by giving your audience a reason to remember you. Now, this kind of goes into a brand if you're a small business or if you want to be just a creator and you do just want to create under one category of things. But if you do want to be like your own personal brand, then you need to get clear on what you want to be remembered for and what you want to be known for. And your niche and the category of content that you want to share should align with your social media goals. So as we kind of spoke about, social media can literally change your life, and there are so many reasons and things that you can do from starting to create content, but we're specifically talking about making money. So whether you want to land brand deals and work with your dream brand, or you want to get affiliate commission and affiliate sales and make money that way, or you want to get money from YouTube AdSense, this is going to align with the type of content that you're creating. Let me explain. So picking a niche and aligning your niche with your ultimate goals looks something like this. If your goal is to get a bunch of brand deals and you want to work with dream brands, then your content is going to look pretty product focused. For example, if you want to be a beauty creator, then you're going to be creating content about applying makeup and reviewing makeup products. So that is going to kind of give you an idea of where to put yourself if you want to be a personal brand or whatever brand you want to be. That is going to align with your ultimate goals and tell you and give you a better idea of what your niche and what your brand is. Another example that I can give you is that if you have an ultimate goal of making money through affiliate commission, then maybe you want to be a lifestyle creator that showcases work from home products, then again, your brand and your content is going to be very product focused. But the difference between makeup content and like work from home lifestyle content is that you're going to be not really filming yourself getting ready all the time, but you're probably going to be filming yourself working and using like a new keyboard or like a whiteboard or whatever products you want to promote to get affiliate sales. So this has a lot to do and influences the type of content that you want to create. So make sure that you know what niche you want to pick and also what your ultimate goals for content creation or the journey or the endeavor of content creation is. I would recommend kind of sitting down and thinking about this specific like step one for like a good couple days because this is very important. And if you kind of like just go off and start creating content without kind of like a plan and you do end up going viral, but it is something that you cannot consistently recreate, it's something that doesn't align with you and something that you want to keep up with, then that will have just been for no reason. Whereas if you do plan something that you see working out in the long run, see yourself keeping up with and feeling good in the long run, then that blowing up moment is going to do a lot more for you. Now, step 2 is to decide what kind of content you want to make and just kind of hold it up against your competitors or other people within this niche that make the same kind of content. Now, I'm not telling you to compare yourself or to kind of like give yourself a goal of where you want to be and you want to be just like this person who's in your niche because they are seeing so much success doing this same exact type of content. The reason that I'm telling you to kind of decide what kind of content you want to create and holding it up next to someone else is to see if this is sustainable and also if it is profitable or successful or has the potential to be successful. So if you kind of have like an idea of content that you want to create and it has never been done before, you're not sure if it's going to do well. But if you know that there are other content creators out there who go to a bunch of different New York City restaurants and vlogs it and gives their ratings and reviews and stuff, and that does do well, then you know that that's something that you might see potential success in. But it's also important to take a look at the way that other creators that create this kind of content create. But it is important to look at the way that other creators that do create this kind of content, how do they create this kind of content? So this is going into the sustainability aspect of creating content. So you want to make sure that the content that you're thinking about creating is something that you can sustainably create and stay consistent with. So content creation is all about consistency and it's all about showing up every week, every other week, filming, editing, repeat posting. And if this is not something that you can consistently create, then you're not going to see success. So if you don't see yourself going to a restaurant in the city every weekend and it's not something that you usually do, then that kind of niche or that kind of content is probably not going to work for you. You might just have fun creating it once in a while, but if you really have goals of making money and starting your content creation journey and sticking with it, then you might want to choose something else. So just to recap, step 2 is to decide what kind of content you want to create. Does it have the potential to be successful based on what other people in this same category of content is creating? And then to ask yourself if this type of content is sustainable for you. So now we are moving on to the actual strategizing phase. So step 1 and 2 was basically ideating, thinking about what your niche is going to be, thinking about what content creation looks like in your life, and just kind of putting it into your reality in your mind. Now that you have decided what kind of content you want to create and what niche you want to belong under, and what kind of content you might potentially sustainably create, consistently create, now we're going to get into creating a content strategy. Step number 3. So a content strategy, I promise, is not as scary as it sounds or analytical as it sounds or mathematical as it sounds. Creating a content strategy is literally just a blueprint to how you show up online and how you create your content, while also aligning and making sure that that content is getting you to your social media goals. And it consists of basically 4 things. Your content strategy starts with your brand goals. So again, do you want to get affiliate commission? Do you want to get recognized by brands? Do you want to get sales for your small business? These are different goals that different people have, and everyone has different goals, which is why it's important for you to have a custom content strategy specifically for you and your brand. I hope I'm not overwhelming you with this, but I want to give you all of the juice and all of the tea on how to start your content creation journey, and all of this stuff is very important. Okay, the second phase of having your goals in your content strategy is your social media goals. So your brand goals and your social media goals are 2 different things. Your brand goals, again, are I want to get recognized by brands and get brand deals. Your social media goals are your current social media goals at this moment in time. So if you have not started your content creation journey yet, but you know you want to start a TikTok page and you want to get seen by brands, your current social media goal is to maybe reach 5,000 followers. That is your social media goal, and your brand goal is to get recognized by brands, which is your ultimate brand goal. These two can often get confused with each other, but having your brand goals and your social media goals clearly mapped out and organized in your content strategy will help you stay on track with your content to make sure that you're not just creating content for funsies or for free or just as a hobby, because I know you're not doing this for free. So the first part of your content strategy, just to backtrack, is having clear brand goals and clear social media goals. Now, the second part of having a content strategy is creating content pillars. Content pillars are basically just umbrella categories of content ideas that you can pull from to create your posts that you publish every day. So this is just something that is going to make it easier for you to come up with content ideas so that you can show up every day, so that you can stay consistent, and that you don't have to kind of like go all the way back to literally level 0 to come up with a post idea. Your content pillars come from your brand goals, from your brand as a whole, like what does your brand stand for, as well as who you're creating content for. So if you are a makeup artist, you exist, or your content or your brand exists to help people with their makeup skills. Now, that means that the people that you are creating this content for are people who don't have makeup skills or who want to improve their makeup skills. So you're going to take your brand's reason for existing, and then you're going to take your target audience, and you're going to use this information to come up with content pillars. And these content pillars are going to be aligned with your brand goals, with your target audience, and it's going to make sure that everything you post is going to grow your brand. Now, I know that this sounds like a lot and you probably have no idea where to start, and I understand that feeling of thinking that there's so much that you don't know, but I promise you it's very simple and I'm telling you everything. But if you do want a comprehensive content strategy template, I will leave the one that I use for myself and for my clients in the description box. I created this social media strategy template myself as a social media manager and a content strategist and a content creator. And I promise it's not like a textbook situation where you don't know what these big words are. Designed for creators and for small business owners to create content that are going to reach their brand goals. Now, the third phase of having a content strategy is creating your posting schedule. Now, your posting schedule is basically how often are you going to post on whichever platform you want to show up on. So again, if you are a beginner content creator, I would highly recommend starting off or prioritizing one platform to start with. So let's say you want to start posting on Instagram. How often are you going to do this? That is your posting schedule. So you're going to kind of divide your posting schedule up by formats. So maybe you want to start with 3 posts a week. So you can divide this into maybe 2 videos and 1 carousel. That is literally what your posting schedule is. Now, there's only a couple things that I have to mention when you are creating your posting schedule. Actually, just one thing. Just make sure that you are creating a posting schedule that is realistic for you. I literally cannot say this enough. If you are creating a posting schedule that requires you to post 7 times a week, but you literally cannot create 7 posts per week, no. So make sure that your posting schedule is realistic and that it aligns with your content creation workflow, which we will get into in step 4. Okay, and the last phase of your content strategy, because we're still talking about your content strategy, is the content. So this is your content concepts, the ideas, the topics, what they're going to look like, what you're going to say in it, just everything that has to do with your content. And this is like the most creative part of your content strategy. So you're going to take all of the information that you added into your content strategy about your brand goals, all the information about your target audience, your content pillars, your posting schedule, and then you're going to come up with a blueprint for the content that you are going to be sharing. So going back to the posting schedule, if you're going to post 3 posts a week on Instagram, and 2 of them are going to be videos and 1 of them is going to be a carousel, you are going to give yourself a blueprint on what these videos are going to look like and what these carousels are going to look like. This way, you really are not, again, starting from level 0 when you are ready to create a piece of content to go ahead and post. Again, if you want a full comprehensive template that takes you through all of these steps, much easier than I apparently have explained it to you. Definitely check out my strategy template down below, because I know this sounds like a lot, and we're just going to take a moment right now because content creation can change your life, but you need to take it seriously, and this is what that looks like. Okay, are we ready? Are we ready to get into step number 4? Let's just recap for a second. Step 1 was to decide your niche. Step 2 was to decide what kind of content you want to create. Step 3 was to create your content strategy. Now we're on to step 4. Step 4 is to have realistic schedules. So I'm talking about your content creation schedule versus your posting schedule. Now, we kind of touched on this a little bit, talking about your posting schedule and your content strategy, but this is very, 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 very important. So I'm just going to reiterate that having a realistic content creation schedule and a realistic posting schedule is what you need to succeed as a content creator. Because again, if you are shooting for the stars, if you want to post every single day, but your daily schedule just does not let you create 7 posts a week, then you are just going to end up being burnt out, feeling like you're a failure, feeling like you can't even keep promises to yourself, because it is that deep. And you're just going to kind of like give up after a couple weeks maybe of just like failing and not posting 7 times a week. So make sure that your posting schedule aligns with your content creation schedule. So you need to sit down in this step 4, figure out what it takes to create the type of content that you want to create. So again, going back to the makeup artist, beauty creator example, if you want to create makeup tutorials, then that looks like setting up a tripod on your desk in front of your mirror. It looks like pulling out your makeup products and applying them, showing it to the camera, having good lighting so that people can see your skin, so that people can see how you're applying things, so that they can get value from your content. So make sure you know what your content creation process looks like for the type of content that you're going to create. Another example is lifestyle creators or someone who wants to create a morning routine vlog. That looks like you getting up, setting up your tripod facing your bed with your camera, getting back into bed, and then filming yourself getting out of bed, and then just taking your tripod with you throughout your house all morning long. So make sure you know what you're getting yourself into when you pick a category of content that you want to create, and make sure that this aligns with your posting schedule. And if you take anything from this video, I hope that it is to create a realistic schedule, because a lot of people want to be content creators, but they usually do not think about what actual content creation looks like. Literally, nobody thinks about setting up their tripod and where you're going to put it and your lighting and all of this stuff. So this is very important for being a successful content creator, because anyone can just put up their phone and press record. But if you do want to be successful and kind of have like your content take you somewhere, then you should be investing yourself into creating good quality content. Now, I know that was a lot. The literal last step that I have for you to start your content creation journey is to take all of this information, these 4 steps, and stick with them for 90 days. So it takes like 6 weeks to build a habit. I think you literally have to do it to do it, you know? All you have to do is do it. Create the content strategy, create the content, post the content, and see where it takes you. So if you are a beginner content creator and you're literally just starting out, then I would suggest having the goal of building this habit before you start focusing on social media growth and start focusing on views. Figure out a content creation workflow and process that works for you, that doesn't burn you out, that doesn't make you dread picking up your tripod, or a filming process that works for you and that makes you feel happy. Because these things are very, very, very important for staying consistent. Because if you have a filming setup that literally annoys you so much and you hate your lighting or you hate your background, you're not going to film. You're not. So focus on building the habit of creating content and see what that feels like. See what that looks like in your space. See what that looks like in your schedule, in your routine, and how it just works with you. And build that habit so that when you do start focusing on actually growing your account, you're going to be solely focusing on your content and what you need to do to see better results after you get used to posting consistently. So again, I know that was a lot. I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and I highly recommend grabbing my content strategy template down below. Let me know if you have any other questions, and I am super excited for you to be starting this life-changing journey as a content creator. It is much easier over time. 90 days goes by really, really fast. So don't let the time go by. Start getting your goals. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, if you have any other video suggestions that you'd like to see from me, please let me know down in the comments. Go ahead and give this video a like if this helped you out. It really does help me out. And subscribe if you like conversation and content like this. And I will see you guys next time. Bye!